Alright, so today I want to talk about Brave New World, and I've already reviewed this book. I've already talked about the plot of it, the overall story, some more context, but I haven't talked about the predictions that it's got right, because everyone says that we live in a world that's literally 1984, but I think Brave New World is much more accurate, because 1984, everything's done by force, whereas Brave New World, everything's done by subversion, everything's done through distraction, everything's done willfully, because the people have been so pacified, they've been so preoccupied with other things and other things taking their attention span that they basically allowed every part of individuality to disappear. And if you haven't read Brave New World, a few ideas that are very significant throughout the book is that there's no longer normal procreation. It's all done through bioengineering. It's all done through cloning. It's weird because Aldous Huxley wrote this in 1932, and you read it and you're like, did this guy know something we didn't? Did this guy foresee something? Like, was he a psychic? Because, I mean, to this day, scientists have spent billions of dollars trying to perfect cloning, and they're getting very close, and they can even start to control some of the genes that people are having nowadays. And it's very weird that this idea would be put forth so early, and it's possibly because Huxley was around during the eugenics movement. I can't remember exactly when that was, but there was a eugenics movement even in America, and it's very scary to think that people think they can play God, think they can outdo nature. I think you should understand after reading Frankenstein that it's not going to work out. But another thing that Aldous Huxley includes in this as well is the constant distractions and the fact that, like, the art is so dull, the art is so boring, the art isn't expressive. There's a moment in the book when they meet a quote-unquote savage man, and he's just a man that doesn't have normal technology. He lives out on one of the reserves, and he reads Othello, he reads Shakespeare, he reads poetry, he loves the expressive elements of it, and to everyone else it's so weird because everything that they watch is so sexualized, everything that they watch is so dumbed down that, like, it's almost when you're watching a movie and the character tells you what you're supposed to pick up on. Like, you're watching a mystery and they really point out the one part of the picture that you're supposed to pay attention to. It's very weird that we see the media nowadays do this more and more and more and more. And even like the repetition of words, even saying words so many times so that they just stick in your head. I don't remember who said this, but repetition of a message constitutes social programming, and you see it more and more nowadays. Think of what you see on the news. Think of what you see in entertainment. It's all using the same language to evoke the same emotions. It's all telling you to do certain things, believe certain things, and it's almost very haunting because it's the constant distractions that take us away from what really matters. It's the constant distractions that takes us further away from who we truly are. And another prediction that Brave New World also made was, dude, this is honestly so scary that Aldous Huxley understood this so far before it was actually happening. But the idea of pacification through drugs, the idea that there's going to be a day where people take drugs instead of living their lives and making themselves happy through their actions. They will take drugs that make them happy throughout the day. In this book, it's called Soma. Nowadays it's called SSRIs, alcohol, nicotine, or weed, and it's very, very weird, all of these societal issues. But really the commentary that Aldous Huxley leaves is a very inspiring one. And I will get to that, but one more element I want to talk about is the idea of the dissolution of the family, the nuclear family, whatever you want to call it, extended family, the people in Brave New World. What they try to do is they try to take people away from what means most to them. They try to break the bonds, and the idea that they put forth is everyone belongs to everyone else, meaning that you don't have a husband, you don't have a wife, you don't have kids, you don't have a family, you don't have grandparents, you don't have anything. And the idea behind this is if you destroy the family, the state becomes your family. No one is going to willingly put the state in front of their family if they have a great family. Maybe there's some weird people that don't like their family, but like if you ask most people, do you choose helping your country, or do you choose helping your family? I'm always going to say helping my family. I'm sorry everyone in the world, but like my family means so much to me. I love them all. Like, I love you guys too, but you don't mean as much to me as my family does. And the idea of this is like when you destroy this, then the state and everyone is your family, and you can basically put the collective ahead of the individual. And it's it's a very insidious idea, and you see this in a lot of authoritarian states, such as, I mean, in Soviet Russia, you had, you know, kids turning in their parents because they were against the party. It's a very weird thing that you see in all of these authoritarian societies, that like once you destroy the family, once you destroy the bonds and the community in the community, it's very easy to control people. It's very easy to basically, you know, make people do things without them even noticing, because that's what this book is about. The public has been so subverted through the distractions and through everything that has been so carefully cultivated to make you believe a certain thing, that they don't even realize their own oppression. They love their slavery. It's very, 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 very weird, and it's insidious. And the last thing I want to talk about is Aldous Huxley's overall solution to it. And the solution to it is recognizing these things, understanding these things, understanding the importance of drawing back on technology, on not blindly falling for trends, on actually critically thinking, on actually holding on to some traditional morality. I don't think Huxley was too far in one direction of anything, because if you read the Perennial Philosophy, he basically breaks down every single belief system and synthesizes it into one common thread, one common trend, and 27 basic ideas that are in every single religion that basically say the same thing. But he just wants you to believe in something. He just wants you to know that there's something else aside from the distractions, and to be aware of these distractions and to understand them, and to appreciate great art, to appreciate great things, to appreciate your family. And it's the ties we have to our family that really make life worth life worth living. And once we get away from these things, it's never going to be replaced by anything great. And I love this book so much. It's a damn shame that they named the new Captain America Brave New World just to use this IP, just to use this title, and even associate it with this great book, because I don't think there's any single element of that movie. I haven't watched it. I won't watch it in protest of them using that name, because I don't know. This is such a great book. It has such great insights, and I think it hits the nail on the head much better than 1984 in terms of its social commentary, because I see more elements of social subversion than I do of authoritarian governments. While there is an argument that 1984 has come and went and we're living through it, like, I just think that the idea of Brave New World is a much more likely one, because as technology continues to develop more and more, we continue to live more and more in the virtual world. Our personalities are based more and more of what we see on TikTok. Think of how many kids that like sing Skibbity Toilet all day for absolutely no reason. There's no thoughts going in their head. Like, I don't think technology is necessarily the greatest thing for humanity. I think it's really the way we use it. We use it, and at this point, I can't really speak, so I'm going to end the video. But again, this is a great book. I will link at the end my other review of the book, because you'll get more of the plot, you'll get more of the idea from it, and probably more of the historical context. Right now, I just wanted to talk about what Brave New World was predicting, and how it's kind of here already, how some of the elements are already here. And basically what I want you to take away from this is, don't give your attention to anything. The only thing you have is attention and your time, and you're giving both of these away freely to things that don't really do anything to you, for things that don't really do anything for your family. Like, if you're in a room with your family, don't be on your phone. If you're in a room with your family and you're watching the TV, like, start up a conversation, man. Like, retract from the screens and return to reality. And I'm telling you, the more you can do this, the happier you're going to live, the better life you're going to experience. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for all the support. Support's been crazy recently. I have no words aside from that. You guys mean more to me than you can even know. And yeah, thanks for always having my back. Thanks for always being here. I'll link this book at the end of the video. On top of that, if you want to know when I'm streaming, join my Discord. And if you want my own philosophy, my own writings, go ahead and join my school community. Love you guys so much. Peace out. I'll catch you next one.